How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Tales from the Darkside. This is Season 1, Episode 24, and this one is entitled The False Prophet, and this is actually the season finale for Season 1. This episode aired August 4th, 1985. The last one aired in mid-June, so I don't know why they skipped over the rest of June and July, but whatever, we're back for one more. This episode is directed by Jerry Cotts and stars Ronee Blakley, and the teleplay was written by Jule Selbo, who is the same person who wrote the last episode, Grandma's Last Wish. So she kind of got to round out the series with the last two episodes. That's pretty cool. And the story is, it's based on a story by Larry Fulton. In this episode, a woman gets off the bus for what's supposed to be a 15-minute break. You see, she's superstitious and she's following the advice of her robotic fortune teller, Madam X, who said, if you want to meet the man of your dreams, live a happy life, you want to get on the next bus to Texas. So that's what she does. However, at this bus stop in the middle of nowhere, they have the newest version of the fortune-telling robot, Horace X, the son of Madam X. And he says, whoa, 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 no matter what you do, don't get on that bus. I need you to stay here. And once she stays here, it gives her a mysterious warning. Avoid the false prophet. And you know another figure is going to come into this story. Overall, a really good episode. This is another case of a classic Darkside bottle episode that really doesn't feel like a bottle episode. There's so much going on that you forget this is just a handful of characters in one set, and it really is interesting. I love the setting, the idea of this is a place that you think, okay, I'm going to spend 15 minutes here, it's the middle of nowhere, and then I'm never going to see it again. But no, this is a big, important location, and what you do here may affect the rest of your life. The girl, the lead of this story, does a really good job of being, sweet and good-natured, so even though she's very superstitious, and I know that, superstitious stuff isn't as big today as it was back then, she's lovable but lightheaded, and, she's out going into the world and trying to, fulfill her dreams, and it's really, really easy to get behind her and root for her and hope that she comes out all right. And plus, talking all about luck, all about fortune, it really gives this episode the feeling that something might happen that could be really big. Any little decision you make could have significant impact, and if you're not careful, this little bus stop in the middle of nowhere might be your doom, So I really do like all the possible implications there are for this story, and you start to go, oh man, what's going to happen? Is she going to be okay? And you really, really get invested in this woman's story. So I really did like that, and it also has the who do you trust angle, but more on that in a little bit. So overall, a really fun episode, classic anthology horror, and you really just you wonder what choices this woman should make in order to get her right outcome. Classic anthology horror, classic Darkside bottle episode that doesn't feel like a bottle episode. And overall, why it's not the best episode of the whole season, like Bigelow's Last Smoke. Just a really solid anthology horror Darkside episode, and I definitely would recommend checking it out. Not the best thing ever, but still really, really cool, and I did like this one. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and analyze the plot a little bit more. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers. I do want to take a closer look at the story. I'll just be avoiding the end bits. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We open up, this girl, she gets off the bus. And of course, like I said, Darkside is notoriously low budget. We see her walk into the set, and the bus, of course, is just outside of our view. I don't even think we hear the bus driver respond back to her. We just hear bus noises. And she's getting off. The bus is going to take 15 minutes to refuel and take a break and maybe get some new passengers, although we're in the middle of nowhere. I doubt that's going to happen. Now, she walks in and you can immediately tell she's superstitious. She doesn't walk under this ladder. She doesn't step on the cracks. So you can see she's superstitious. But she's also got this light and bubbly personality, you know. And when she sees the lady working there, she's immediately nice to this person and sits down and talks to her for a bit. And that's where you get the backstory. You know, she's paying for, I think it's a cup of coffee or something, and she's got all these quarters, and she goes, oh yeah, I always carry all my cash in quarters in case I meet a Madam X robotic fortune teller. And there she talks about how, you know, that's the machine she trusts. That's what she always goes and gets advice from, is this one specific Madam X model. And she said that the Madam X model said, get on the next bus to Texas, you'll meet the man of your dreams there, and you'll be happy. And that's what she really wants. She wants to fall in love and have a happy life, a totally relatable and understandable goal. So that's why she just packed everything up, got on this bus, and now she's in the middle of nowhere. Cool idea. But the lady that runs this place, her and her husband just bought it, so they're, you know, starting to open it up, and she goes, robotic fortune tellers, I think my husband bought one of those. And she's like, oh, if it's not Madam X, I don't know if I trust it, and I'm not just gonna talk to any random robotic fortune teller. But the lady goes and takes off the last bit of the packaging, and it's not Madam X, it's Horus X. And Horus X is the new model. It's the son of Madam X. And she's like, whoa, you have the new one. This is a really big deal. And she is really, really excited to talk to the new model. And Horus X doesn't look exactly like you think he would. You see, when I heard this was going to be about robotic fortune tellers, I thought it was going to be one of those little dummies in a glass cage, you know, that's puppeted about by little robots, you know? But no, this is much more HAL 9000 than it is little dummy in a cage. It's got a speaker that kind of looks down at you, and it's got a screen for you to put your hands on and a little curtain if you want to be in there alone. And you go up to it, it talks to you, it's kind of got a snarky reply voice. But the thing is, though, I wonder how they did this. I mean, obviously, they didn't have to do it for real, and obviously, within the context of the episode, it's probably magic. But if this was real, how? How would you do this with 1985 technology, you know? This is a machine that can hear what you say and respond intelligently back to you, and it can also remember things that it's already been told. It's an artificial intelligence, and to be honest, we're just recently, getting to the point where we could have a machine that would do this. But the episode proposes that this could have happened in 1985. This is another case, and I think I've said it before, where if they made a remake of this episode, it would feel more at home in 2022 than it would back in 1985, you know? I mean, I could totally see, other than, you know, the decline in, you know, fortune-telling culture, you know, I could totally see this being a thing in modern days. I mean, you could even probably get a nice little LCD screen on there, you know? So yeah, hyper advanced. I don't know, maybe the kid from Mookie and Pookie built it. But anyway, she goes up to it, it's a little snarky, and it says, don't get back on the bus. stay here. And she goes, whoa, whoa, I don't know if I trust you. I just met you. And your mother said, get on the bus. And he's like, yeah, you did, and that led you here, and that's where you're supposed to be. And she's like, no, I'm supposed to go to Texas. I'm supposed to meet the man of my dreams. And she does a tea reading. You know, she opens up a tea pack and looks for shapes in the leaves. And she sees a plane and an axe. And she interprets this plane as travel, axe is bad. And with the second source to corroborate it, she agrees to listen to Horace X and decides to stay at the bus stop. And then Horace X gives one final warning. Don't listen to the false prophet. So then, of course, you're going to get your new character that walks in, a priest, but a very strange priest. You see, this priest has kind of his own denomination, the moment-to-moment church, and he believes in the preciousness of every single moment, and you can tell he's off. He's way too flirtatious to be a regular priest, and he sweeps her off her feet, and maybe this is the man of her dreams. And of course, that moment-to-moment stuff, he's like, I've known you for such a short while, but we've already shared so many precious moments, you know? But she goes, wait a minute, you're a religious figure, you're probably the false prophet I was warned to stay away from. And he says, false prophet? Me? No. Didn't you listen to what I say? I live moment to moment, I live in the present. Prophets deal with the future, and I deal with the present, so there's no way that that could be me. And then you get this classic case of who should she trust? Horace X or the new pastor that just walked in? And it's a good chance that it could be neither of them. And that's the thing, when I was watching this episode, I'm like, there's a good chance that neither of these people are the right answer, you know? Horace X is bossy, he's controlling, and he even shocked her in the first part. And this new priest is pretty weird. He's weird, and she got that warning about him, and he's way too charming, you know? So, which one do you trust? And then plus, all that sense of foreboding, the sense that if she picks the wrong thing, it leads to doom, you know? I really do like the final conundrum this puts our character in. But I won't spoil how it ends, so you'll have to watch to see, does she make the right decision, and how does this turn out for our lead? But overall, I really did like this episode. It's not the best thing ever in the season. A really good classic Darkside episode. Classic anthology horror. Classic Darkside bottle. I love the idea that this should be an inconsequential 15-minute bus stop in the middle of nowhere, but all of a sudden make the right decisions and decide your fate. I thought that was pretty cool. And overall, I really did love this episode of Darkside, and I would totally recommend it. Cool concept, cool characters, cool location. Definitely a cool one. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Tales from the Darkside playlist. If you look there, I've actually covered all the past episodes of this season, and this is the last episode of this season, which means that I've covered every single episode for Season 1, which is great. I've also covered the Christmas episodes, did those a little early around Christmas, and I've also covered the Joe Hill comic book, if you guys are into that. Anyway, hope to get to Season 2 pretty soon. This was really fun, and I did really love the show, and I'm really glad to have seen all from Season 1, so here's to Season 2 in the future. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.